Alright guys, well, I'm back today with a Palmetto State Armory AK-74 complete overview. It's been a while coming and I've wanted one of these rifles for a very long time, ever since I saw they were released. They've been through a few iterations. This is the most current iteration that they are producing, and they have them available in a wide variety of furniture. I would encourage you to check out my campsite page in the description below for all the information you would need, all the detailed specs and features, and all the different furniture options. It's all combined in one nice place. I just paid for the premium campsite, so when you head down there and check it out, click that first link and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You can go through and gather up all the info. Now, the 74 is chambered in the 545 by 39. It's definitely a different recoil impulse and a different feel than the traditional AK-47 chambered in 762 by 39. And that's one of the first things I want to discuss about this rifle, is the fact that it is one of the smoothest shooting AK platforms you can possibly get. Now, I selected the Plum Furniture side folding option, which is just a fun, classic looking AK-74 with the traditional break and the traditional looks and feel of, again, just the classic. This is also pretty slick because PSA is offering this with a Toolcraft, trunnion, bolt, and carrier. So it's going to be a forged bolt, carrier, and trunnion. So you're not going to have to worry about wear and longevity issues with this 74. It's going to last you a lifetime. Not only that, these guys have a lifetime, 100% lifetime warranty. So you're not going to have to worry about anything if something does go wrong with your AK-74. They are going to cover you. Now, a while back, I was doing a review on an AKV. The firing pin broke. I think they had like a small bad batch of firing pins a while back. I mean, I think this was about a year ago. I called up the customer service. I didn't tell them who I was when it came to like as a gun reviewer. And man, they had a firing pin in the mail within like 5 minutes. The customer service experience was great. Let me know your thoughts on their customer service in the description below. Now, why would you want a rifle like this? And then we'll talk about the actual specs and features of this one. And in my opinion, the 545 by 39 cartridge is really great for high velocity impacts with almost no recoil to the user when it comes to this particular rifle. You can rattle off shots, no issues whatsoever, and that's a combination of just the felt recoil impulse of the action as well as the break on the end of it and the overall weight of the rifle itself. With that being said, though, it's not overly heavy. It feels like any other AK-47. Now, the cool thing about this is from PSA, with all of those offerings, you can really custom fit it to your needs. But let's start at the front and work our way to the back. And what we are looking at is that AK-74 traditional muzzle brake. It flows nicely with the rifle itself, and it does come with the cleaning rod and the traditional front sight post. Everything is very normal up through the Plum Furniture, and again, you can get this in a wide variety of woods and rail systems. Now, the cool thing about the barrel is it's 4150 chromoly vanadium steel, so it's going to be a great barrel life, and this is going to last you a lifetime. I really don't think you're going to have any issues with longevities of these barrels unless you're running like 30,000 rounds. I mean, you are not going to wear these out, even if you're taking it to classes and shooting them a lot. The action on this is very smooth, no issues with reliability or feed, and I fired 2 different types of ammo from Wolf with no issues whatsoever, including hollow points. I say no issues whatsoever, but I was using a Tapco mag, and there were feeding issues with the magazine. when I just literally threw the mag away, I had no issues whatsoever with the provided Magpul magazines, and that's what I would recommend. It just works. It feeds, it functions great, no issues whatsoever, and the ejection pattern was fairly true. Now, with anything, especially steel cased ammo, the ejection pattern can be erratic because of different loadings. So every once in a while, you'll see one that doesn't eject as far as the rest of them, but it gave no issues with stovepiping or anything like that. It was just 100% reliable, and it kept chugging along down at the range, except for that one junk Tapco mag. I still don't see why I bought that. I do it. I do it to myself. I buy them. I hate them. I throw them away. Never again. I'm swearing them off. That's just my personal opinion. Now, the safety lever on this is probably one of the smoothest I've ever felt, and PSA does a very good job with their safety levers. A lot of times you'll get an imported AK or some of the older style US produced AKs. The safety lever is so stiff, it's almost unusable in a functional scenario. This one is super smooth and it flips up on and off very nicely, so you can actually use it down at the range when you're transitioning from target to target or moving and shooting. It works out great. It also has a shelf right here for your finger, and everything about that is pretty cool. This one has the traditional trigger that PSA has been putting in their AKs. It works great. Is it the best AK trigger I've ever felt? No, but it is pretty darn good. The ALG trigger edges this out just a little bit, but it's a pretty darn good AK trigger. And the plum furniture on the rear of this thing is pretty cool. The stock locks up solid even though it's the folder design. It does have your sling attachments on both sides of the rifle, so you'll be able to run a traditional sling, and that plum furniture looks pretty cool in my opinion. So this is a good quality rifle build. And some of the main things that I want to refocus on and reiterate is they've really just honed down on their hammer forged bolt, carrier, and aircraft quality Q4340 front trunnion to just make this an insanely reliable lifetime rifle that you're not going to have to worry about parts deforming, parts breaking like a lot of other US produced AKs who may be using subpar materials. I've had some AKs in the past from other companies and I've done reviews on them, and I just wasn't pleased with some other US produced AKs and their customer service. It just wasn't great. I had a VZ 2008 from Century that I had, and it was just a complete disappointment. I know it was an import and a rebuild, but when I tried to talk to them about issues, they're like, oh yeah, that's a known issue. And I'm like, okay, are you going to fix it? Nope, it's out of warranty. And it's just like all of the rifles, never mind. This is a good, solid option for a US produced AK, and you will not have to worry about customer service, reliability, feed, or function. It is going to be a solid AK-74 platform that I've fallen in love with, and I think you will too. More information and update videos will be coming on this. I recently did an AK side mount and we'll be testing different accessories and things like that, but this is definitely going to be a staple of the channel, and I'm hoping to try out different versions of this and maybe even shorter versions of this depending on how the whole pistol brace thing ends up. Thanks for watching. Thanks to PSA for sending this out to the channel for test and evaluation. It was a joy to shoot, and I continue to look forward to put rounds through it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.